So we're using the brute force approach to open a gate to, like, between space and time. So, in theory, we could use that to get a lot of people... Yeah, no, this is true. Is it possible to actually do that with the world currently converging into Getter Emperor? Like, they brought this up during, with Grid Knights. Like, there's no way, very little way in and out of this timeline because of Emperor. That'd be funny. Under normal circumstances, would be possible without singularity. Yeah, so yeah, we would normally need a singularity on par with Getter Emperor, like fucking Godzilla. True, it involves multiple Getters. There is a chance it could like get around Getter Emperor. Okay, so the theory is like Emperor wouldn't want their machine here, so it might just let them out to get them fucking out of here. Essentially, they're just asking Getter Emperor to send them home, which is a bit of a risk. I mean, they kind of just settled on for Getter just using Ryoma. I'm happy that we moved away from the Armageddon storyline and went back to Getter proper with this, so baby steps there. But, I get why they use Armageddon so much. It is arguably the definitive Ryoma to a lot of people. Completely nuts and logically bulletproof. That's Getter. Ah. Okay, you're talking about, like, OG Ryoma voice actor. Okay. I'll be honest, though, like, I really like the voice for Armageddon Ryoma. I just like that voice actor for Ryoma. Also, if I'm going to be honest, if you're going to use Ryoma, I think it is better to have him in Armageddon just because of the fact that they can use the more mature Ryoma as opposed to starting with OG Ryoma. Because at that point, it's like there's no real up for him outside maybe going to Dragon and because he only pilots Shin like once in the manga because he pilots Shin, who gives him a glimpse of the future. He's like, oh shit, fucks off, and then the next time he pilots Shin is when he disappears. I want to know if this Ryoma fought Master Asia. Yeah, I mean, it is explicitly stated in this game. Master Asia and Ryoma were rivals in martial arts. Yeah, that's Jin. He's just like, I don't see it as a big deal. The conversation between the two of us would be pretty dull. Yep. Yeah, the commander of the Getter fleet. Like, in all honesty, no, that's exactly how it would be with Jin. Actually, yeah, Jin would always be outlast them all because he's so calculating. That's Ryoma for you. This is true, it'd be fighting. Yeah, Ryoma would not leave a fight unanswered. Of course, of course. Shut up and quote the assumption. Yeah, I think they all are. Everyone but Ryoma is like kind of open with the fact like you don't want to go, man. I hope that this Getter gets an equivalent for Chosen of Getter, because that is what really sets Arc as a monster. Because it gets so much damage boost from just all of its bullshit. That pull him off for a little bit to recharge. I forgot what my second archetype is. I should put it on Getter. Holy fuck! Oh, here we go.
ゲッターを狙うってんなら相手をしてやる。ノワール G の恐ろしさを味わわせてやる。最大パワーを出す。行くぞ。ああ、おう。ゲッターシャイン。覚悟しやがれ。
I do still love for Getter's Shine is you still see the line art, but I love instead of it being like, you know, the white line art we saw in SR30 and T, it's jet black with the red eyes. So when I first, because I didn't know anything about this Getter before this game dropped, I thought this was just Shin Getter. And then I see the 3 Get machines combined. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna lie though, I actually expected all the DLC characters to be from Otherworld. I did not expect only really the OG characters and Getter to be Otherworld characters. When they announced the other character team, I'm like, there's no way they're not gonna be from another world, because you can't just have 2 Rayomas running around like that. That said, if we do get an expansion pass, I am gonna go through the whole game again on stream. Because more than likely that's also going to include a new post-game. But like I said, it's only if we get something the equivalent of expansion pass. Because SR is a bit of a time investment. This one is definitely not as heavily as, say, SR30. SR30, I think, went on... I think SR30 kind of overstayed its welcome. Yeah, 30 was insane. I think 30 in its length kind of overstayed its welcome. And I think it was just because of the fact that in SR30, they just seemed determined to have each of the, series just not interact. So each, like, plot was moving at a snail's pace. The other thing with her was like some plots like moved at a snail's pace and others were just flew by. Like they did relatively nothing, if I'm gonna be honest, with the Gun X Sword plot. They just kind of showed up, did their thing, and then fucked off. Wow, there's still so many of them left. I also feel like I do like how creative they were with some of the plot lines in this, with like how they interacted. In particular, as I've been praising Dynazenon, when they had the memory kaiju, that was really well done and a great way to just foreshadow Godzilla more. Which Godzilla himself was done very well. Because I kind of did not want to fight Godzilla multiple times. Just because it just doesn't make sense to do it. Because Godzilla's whole MO is, the whole thing is just the Destroyer, this big, oh not Destroyer, like, you know, this big fuck off lizard. You don't have that as a reoccurring boss that you defeat multiple times. It's we fight him twice and canonically we'll lose round one. Also, the change to the deal is still really good. And making it so it just reactivates a unit was a decision. Uh-oh. And... there we go. There he goes. Yeah, that was a bit of a jump. Ooh, that's actually some decent art. I actually like that full shot of Takuma confronting Ryoma. No, you're all simple. So he's just trying to find a deeper meaning to his purpose. He didn't give up on it. I like the fact that Takuma and Ryoma do have so much time together. Like, they didn't just, like, plop Ryoma in and just not have these two interact. Especially because, like, this is... I disagree with, like, the opinion that some of the characters have. I don't think Takuma is seeing this Ryoma as a surrogate father, but I think it's more so, it's just he sees a little bit of himself here with, like, the, when it comes to purpose. That was a bit of a jumper just to go to attacking us.